All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the King Lemuel podcast. This is a place where I like to have intelligent conversations about different things that's occurring in the world, on social media. It could be celebrity based, it could be political based, it could be scientifically based. I just like to have intelligent conversations. And what we're going to talk about today is something that's been occurring over and over and over again, and people don't seem to learn their lesson from it. And in particular, it is based on relationships, but not good relationships. If you've been on YouTube or many major social media platforms, you may know who the Fresh and Fit podcast is, and you may know that the YouTuber Fresh, Walter, has gotten into some hot water with a woman named Daisy. If you are into streaming, you may have heard of Cenat, especially if you're from the younger generation. And Cenat has gotten into some trouble with a video vixen, to say the least. She's not really that much of a vixen, in my opinion, but she sells her bodies in videos and does things of that nature. If you understand what I mean, it rhymes with the word corn. There's a pattern, right? A lot of times you guys have seen me talk about the rapper Tory Lanez, who's actually in jail right now. First, I want to talk about each individual case, and then I want to talk about what they all have in common and what can we learn from it. So first, let's deal with Walter from Fresh and Fit. Walter is part of the Fresh and Fit podcast. The Fresh and Fit podcast has actually blown up and gotten very large. It's two guys in Miami. They talk. They have basically a men's centric channel, but it's more towards what they call red pill. They basically feel like men shouldn't get married. Men should, try to become the best version of themselves. Men should sleep with a bunch of women to learn how women's character really is. They feel like there's lots of negativity in women nowadays. Not all of that is wrong. As far as being the best version of yourself is not wrong, but they kind of take it to a level that goes too far, in my opinion. Nevertheless, they stream a lot. During the pandemic, there was a lockdown. Everybody had to be inside their house, and more people were watching YouTube and watching streaming content, and they gained a lot of traction. That's the Fresh and Fit podcast. And so much so that they actually had some celebrities showing up on their podcast. I remember the boxer Adrian Broner was on there. I remember some rapper, I don't know, was it Waka Flocka or something like that? But they've gotten the attention of celebrities, and people see it fit to go on their channel to promote themselves because their brand has actually grown so much. They've gotten into some trouble with racist stuff that they were doing, and this is actually why I don't really support their channel. I used to watch them every now and then. I still do watch them every now and then because sometimes they'll have some interesting interviews that I think are important to pay attention to. But other than that, I don't really rock with Fresh and Fit like that because I feel like they definitely disrespected black people in a way they shouldn't have. And that's my opinion. I'm not going to side with them on anything in the sense of supporting them. If they're talking about a particular subject and I feel that what they said was true, then of course it's the truth. But I would not defend them if they came into hot water, like what's happening right now with Walter. Okay, so Walter, again, has gotten extremely popular online with his friend Myron from Fresh and Fit podcast. And he has gotten into a relationship with a woman named Daisy. Daisy is a Chinese woman. Her actual real name is Jing Chen. That was brought out by Myron, and I'll get to that part in a second. And she appears to be some kind of bodybuilder and also some kind of Instagram model. And what I found out is that these Instagram models A lot of time they call themselves models. That's like the name that they give themselves to feel better about what they're doing, but they're actually selling themselves online in some way, shape, or form. And this is what it appears to be with Daisy. Now, getting back to the point, even though Walter knew this about Daisy, he was still dealing with her. There's video of him calling her his Asian queen, him saying he loves her, etc., etc. And then out of the blue, out of nowhere, later on, messages start popping up from Daisy where she's saying that she's pregnant, and she's playing recorded conversations saying that Walter doesn't want to be the father of her child. He's trying to get her to abort the baby. Not only did she post that, she started posting a whole bunch of stuff, text messages of conversations. Like I said before, she posted audio, video of them together, of them having conversations. And then she did something strange. She started going on different YouTubers' channels and doing live streams with them to talk about Walter. Now, I've never seen anything like this before. I've heard of women putting men on blast. I've heard of them posting things on the internet, pictures here, text message here, this here, and recorded conversations. That's more like something that usually happens in court where someone's secretly recording you and playing it. But to actually start going around on everybody's show, well, not everybody, but many people's show, this is something I've never seen before. And it stood out to me as strange. I kind of felt like, from what I'm seeing, this seems like what word can I use? I'll probably just say vixen. This seems like one of these vixens trying to shake this man down and set him up. But on the other hand, I can't really defend Walter, because even though it appears that she was trying to shake him down, at the end of the day, he still slept with this woman. That was his choice. And I don't see the proof that he has that she isn't pregnant. If you don't know, Myron from Fresh and Fit made a episode where he was digging into the facts of how they met, when they met, what she said before. She said she wasn't pregnant before, etc., etc. He gave the chain of events. He also went into Daisy's background. He found out that she was a worker. She was a lady of the night worker. He showed proof that she had been selling her body. The issue with this is, even though at one point she said that she was not pregnant and told Walter that he was lucky, I happen to know that a woman can be testing negative for pregnancy one time, and there's like a 2-week window where after a certain period of time, the test can change. Meaning, even though shortly after you just slept with the woman, even if she's feeling something, the test might still say negative. It takes some time with some women to get a positive result. So this very well could be one of Myron's kids. Could be. They're saying she's not pregnant, but they really can't prove that she isn't pregnant. Time is going to tell. And about the time that I'm making this post right now, because this has been going on for a couple of weeks now, right around this time, it should be very easy to tell if she takes a pregnancy test, if she's truly pregnant or not. Now, she claims she's already done it. She's shown pictures of pregnancy tests. She's shown a document where she circled the word pregnant. Myron said he was confused by the document, and people tried to jump on the bandwagon calling him stupid because he said he was confused about the document. But I actually, again, I read stuff carefully. I'm confused by the document too, because she circled the part that says pregnant, but if I remember clearly, right above it, it said not pregnant. And there's a number range under each of those. How do you know what number is which? So they had their attorney on, and their attorney was claiming that it was possible that she was trying to do a classic shakedown. These things happen. Nevertheless, it's still Myron's fault that this is happening, because he's the one that chose to lay down with her. And you're going to notice that when I'm talking about these people that I'm going to talk about, it's going to go back and forth between what he's doing wrong and what she's doing wrong. You see, he could be the father of the baby if there is a baby, and he could also not be the father, because here it is. This is a woman that sells her body. This could be another man's child that she's pregnant with. There's a whole bunch of steps that they got to go through from this point. They got to first confirm that she really is pregnant. Then if she really is pregnant, they got to get some kind of DNA test to see if it's his child. And if it is his child, then comes the following steps of how she's going to have child support when she has the baby, God willing that she has the baby. Which again goes into another thing that was spoken about. She made a statement saying that she expected a man to be making $1 million, and that she initially said that she wanted a child support. When she came under scrutiny, she changed her words, Daisy, and said that she didn't want child support. A lot of drama. I don't really like to get into all kind of stuff with child support and people's business, but I'm going somewhere with this. This was all over YouTube, and I'm going somewhere with this. That's Walter's situation. Now you have Cenat. Cenat is a very, very big streamer on Twitch. He may be the biggest streamer in the world, possibly. I had no idea who Cenat was until he announced that he was going to give away a PlayStation 5 in New York City, and the city, what was it, 14th Street, a very big street in New York City. 14th Street was shut down because a multitude of teenagers and young adults and whatever flooded to come see Cenat and get a PlayStation 5. To the point where there was what, some riots and all kind of stuff going on. So that was the first time I actually heard about this brother. Come to find out, he also became more prominent in this era of the pandemic. A lot of young people watch him. A lot of people watch him and support him, and he gets money. And his reach is so broad that he has rappers coming on his show. I saw, what is her name? Ice Spice at his house where he streams at. I seen them two together. I saw Kyla, I believe her name is Kyla or Tyler. She's a Afro beats artist. I saw her there with him. I remember when a rapper named Glorilla came out with a song and he didn't like it, she unfollowed him. So the dynamic is changing. It used to be that the celebrities were the ones with the most notoriety and the most influence, and when people wanted to promote themselves, they went to the celebrities. Now it's changing to where people that do live streams and people that are on social media are becoming much more influential. And you actually have celebrities trying to come on their channel to promote themselves. So Cenat has also gotten into some hot water with a vixen that sells her body. From what I understand, there was was it a live stream? There was some kind of thing where she seduced him basically and was making slurping noises and demonstrating how she goes down. I'll leave it there to kind of keep it clean. And he was watching her and said, listen, I need that. And gave her his address, gave her his phone number, gave her all kind of stuff. This woman, mind you, is not his age. Cenat is young. He looks like he could be in his young 20s. Maybe he could pass for like 18 to 20, 21, 22-year-old. This lady looks like she's damn near in her 30s going into her 40s. I don't know what Cenat was thinking, because when I look at this lady, there is nothing that would make me immediately send her nothing to come to my house. But lust is what got this brother. Lust is what caught him. She did whatever demonstration she did. It was enough for him to open the gates of Troy, if you understand what I'm saying. It was enough for him to open the gates and let her in, and she came in there with the Trojan horse. She slept with him. She took all kind of pictures of him naked, and made up all kind of stories about how he spent all kind of money on her, and basically humiliated him online. Now the brother is trying to fight it. He's showing proof of, he's showing people his Apple wallet to show the payments that he made, saying that he never paid her so much money. He's doing all kind of extra stuff, buying her domain name, all this stuff, because he chose to lay down with a woman that was extremely loose. And this lady has all kind of tattoos all over herself. Her lips look black. Her skin looks pale. You could tell that she don't take care of herself. You can see that this is someone who appears to have some kind of psychological issues and some kind of damage. You see this woman don't love herself. You see that there's something wrong with this lady just by looking at her. And he didn't have the discretion to say, I should not be dealing with this kind of woman. And what happened? His brand has been hit. And the story repeats itself. You guys have seen that I've posted videos about the rapper Tory Lanez. We were talking about streamers, but now we can talk about celebrities. What happened with Tory Lanez? He was dealing with a loose woman named Megan Thee Stallion. I was going to say a bunch of loose women. That's probably true as well. But we know about Meg. And we know that she's nasty. She openly says that she's nasty in her music. She openly shows herself being nasty in her music videos. And people have found out, and we have found out through people around her revealing things about her, that this woman is foul. Sleeping with her best friend's man, which was Tory. Nicki Minaj brought out that she slept with her mother's man after her mother died. We found out about her sleeping with producers to get beats, allegedly. There's all kind of stuff, allegedly to everything, by the way. There's all kind of stuff that came out about Meg. And what happened? Tory dealt with her. Tory ends up locked up in jail. So what's going on here? Now, if you're a red pill manosphere type guy, you're going to point everything at the woman and you're going to say, you see, it's these ladies, they set you up, they do this, they do that, they do that. And if you're a man, you're going to lose this, you're going to lose that, you're going to lose this. Your brand can get hit. You can have all kind of embarrassment come your way. You could get locked up in jail. You could have to pay half your... That's true. That's definitely true. But here's the other thing that they don't say. What they don't say is there's something wrong with you as a man for trying to deal with this kind of woman in the first place. You see, as much as you can call these women 304s and all kind of other names that you got for them, it also reflects back bad on you because you're dealing with them intimately. If it's so wrong for you to be a 304, which it is biblically, why are you with the 304? And if you don't see that there's something wrong with dealing with a 304, then something is definitely wrong with you. You're probably very foolish because this kind of thing happens constantly. It hasn't only happened to Fresh. It hasn't only happened to Cenat. It hasn't only happened to Tory Lanez. It constantly happens. You constantly hear about men getting set up. There's people that made song about it. Go back and listen to Mike Jones. If you guys ever listen to Mike Jones, the rapper Mike Jones. Tell you how back then they didn't want him. When he got hot, they was all on him and how they were scandalous. They'll mess you up. His grandmama told him, stay away from these kind of ladies. Go back and listen to Mike Jones' album. And I bring this up to say that my point is that it's been happening for such a long time. Now that we're in this social media era, it's a little bit more apparent because we're seeing things on video. Before you would hear about it. Now you see everyone's face, you see messages, you see recorded video, you hear audio. Because people have phones and the phones are capable of recording all this stuff. Now you're seeing it on a level that you haven't seen it before. But it's always been around. What's happening is people aren't learning from it. And what do I mean when I say learning from it? Well, what are you supposed to learn? I'm going to tell you what you're supposed to learn. And this is going to go to something that Fresh and Fit talk about a lot. What you're supposed to learn is this. There's a scripture in the Bible that I want to read. In the book of Ecclesiasticus, it says, Ecclesiasticus 26 verse 23, for those of you that don't know, it's a part of the Bible that's called the Apocrypha. It says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. I think that this is the moral of the story that many people are missing. You're getting trapped and you're getting caught up with wicked women because you're a wicked man. Here it is, you're telling this lady to abort the baby. You're telling the lady that we sinned when we had sex. You're calling her all kind of 304 and saying she's this kind of worker and all that. But you slept with her. Had you been on the right path that you know you were supposed to follow because you know what the Bible says, you wouldn't even deal with this kind of lady. You would not be intimate with this kind of woman. You wouldn't even be around this kind of woman because you know that negativity will follow behind it. You stay away from people like this. You wouldn't be attracted to people like this. You're supposed to be attracted to a godly woman. And when I say a godly woman, I don't mean people that be fronting up in the churches, because a lot of people be fronting up in the churches. Okay, when it says about a man that feareth the Lord, we're not talking about someone like T.D. Jakes that's up in P. Diddy's freak offs and all that. That's another thing that I might have to talk about in another episode. But a real righteous man would not want a wicked woman. And when you're talking about Daisy, when you're talking about, I don't even know what that lady's name that Cenat is with. And I don't even want to repeat her name because she's trying to get famous off of jumping on his bandwagon. We're looking at people like Meg Thee Stallion. These are wicked women. Okay, this Daisy chick, I mean, it's obvious. She fits the profile of what you would hear with these so-called Instagram so-called models. Okay, you seeing her cheeks, and I ain't talking about her face cheeks, all over the place. You seeing her body. Her body looks completely plastic. Her face look plastic. Her lips look plastic. Her chest look plastic. It's all there to entice somebody. There's a whole bunch of warning signals saying, do not let me into your life. And you let her into your life. With Kai Cenat's lady, this lady, she looks like something is seriously wrong with her. You have fake hair. I mean, not saying that it's wrong to have fake hair, but I'm just telling you what I see when I look at her. I see fake hair. I see tattoos all over, definitely all over her chest and and on her arms and stuff, possibly on her face. It may not be on her face. I forgot. Definitely on her chest. Like, you know how sensitive the chest area is for a woman? You're going to put needles and have somebody scrape a needle across it to put an image on there. You taking all kind of pain for what? Something has to be wrong with you psychologically to do that and get that over your whole body. Her lips look black as hell. She probably smoke all kind of stuff. Her skin is pale. She's probably on some other kind of drugs. The warning signs are right there. Do not let her into your life. Now, let me say this. These are visual warning signs, things that you can see. Sometimes you got to go deeper than that and find things that may not be shown to you right away. Some things you got to look more into and you find out. But with that chick, Daisy, and this chick trying to get Kai Cenat, it's blatantly obvious that something is wrong with both of them. Stay away from them. Right? With Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez knew that she was sleeping with the rapper DaBaby, which when I mentioned him, that's going to bring something else back up. He knew that she was sleeping with the basketball player. He knew a whole bunch of stuff about her, and he still chose to deal with her anyway. You know, I'm not saying that he deserved to get locked up for it, but like Carl Thomas said, I wish I never met her. He wish all these people that's going through this right now, they wish they never dealt with the women that they was with. But they did it because something was wrong with them. Something has to be wrong with you for you to go and be intimate with someone that has something clearly wrong with them. So, yeah, we can point the fingers at the ladies and talk about how they so messed up, which I do, especially with Meg Thee Stallion. I don't like Meg Thee Stallion. I talk about her a lot on my channel because what she did to Tory Lanez was wrong. What this video chick is doing to Kai Cenat is wrong. She clearly set him up. With the case of Daisy, it's a little bit he said, she said, but there's enough bad things about her that's out there that's clearly able to be seen. I'll leave it at that. The point that I'm making is, yeah, we talk about how they wrong, but just like how you want the ladies to take accountability for their actions, which is true, they are supposed to take accountability for their actions. You got to take accountability for your actions as a man as well. Me saying that is reminding me about something that I want to talk about with that chick, Just Pearly Things, and what went down with her. But I think I'll save that for a different podcast episode when it comes to the subject of accountability and men holding women accountable, right? You got to hold yourself accountable as well, is my point. As a man, you got to hold yourself accountable, and you got to hold other men accountable too. Now, I mentioned the rapper DaBaby. That brings up something else to my mind. You see, when I think about Cenat, I think about him being a younger man and him walking into a trap. Same thing with Tory Lanez. He walked into a trap too. Tory Lanez is a rapper. When you look at the culture that a lot of young black people is following, it's hip hop culture. It's also social media culture. But since DaBaby's a rapper, Tory Lanez is a rapper, I want to talk about hip hop for a second, because a lot of these rappers, and it's not just the rappers, I just want to make that clear, but you'll probably be able to relate to me when I say this. What they rap about is effing hoes, smashing this, getting with this, that, she sucked this. It's repetitive over and over and over and over and over. And the younger generation really believes that that's the case, that this is what you're supposed to look for because this is what's good, this is what's fun. Not really. No, it's not. You might get a cheap thrill out of it, but in the long run, you're going to wish you never met her. Right? And I pointed out DaBaby because he's a rapper. He has music videos where women is getting on their knees for him, and he shows his image as some kind of hard gangster, and the ladies is just on him and doing whatever favors they want, whatever favors he wants from them. And there was incidents that happened where you actually got to pull behind the curtains to see what his actual life is like. That's a music video. That's not real life. Now, that's not to say that there aren't a bunch of women who would, shamelessly drop down their knees as soon as they see him because they know he's DaBaby and whatever. But what am I talking about? I'm talking about the situation that he had with, I guess she's also a rapper or a singer named Danny Lay. You seen her with DaBaby in his house with his actual child, not DaBaby, with DaBaby's child in his house, and you seen her screaming and getting out of order and trying to cause problems in his house to the point where he felt like he had to record her and put her on live and call the police to come get her out. And the police came. She was being all out of order when the police came, disobeying a lawful order. Like, the way she was acting was just ridiculous. But then she tried to flip the story that he was trying to kick her and DaBaby out. Her and her child out. My point is, what did he say? He said something to the effect of, yeah, man, but I got to deal with this. I'm responsible for who I put my seed inside of. He said something like that. You hear about these rappers and how women are throwing themselves at them and how they're getting all these chicks and all that. But you don't see that how these chicks that they get with is full of all kind of attitude and cause all kind of problems in your life. This R&B singer Neo, there's some woman in his life, maybe one of his baby mothers, I'm not sure who exactly. I know she has some kind of relationship to him with the children. I'm not sure if he's married to her. But there's a video of him sitting there and she pulls out her camera and she's filming him, calling him Diddy Jr. and making all kind of accusations against him. But hers was just completely ridiculous. It backfired on her. Nobody believes her. But the point that I'm making is these people that are stars who you believe can get any kind of woman that they want. When you look at the kind of women they got, it's the woman that you don't want. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Hip hop teaches you, listen, man, get all the B's, smash all the B's. They don't tell you that when you smash some of these chicks, you end up getting them pregnant and you stuck with them. And they make your life a living hell. And it makes me think about Jada Pinkett Smith filming Will Smith when he was in the house. And he's asking her nicely, please don't film me. And she just filmed him anyway and was trying to get him to talk to the camera anyway. You can be a star. You can have all kind of money. You can have all kind of success. But you can get with someone that you should have stayed the hell away from. because that person is poison. And that's what happened with the people that I'm talking about in the show that I'm making for this particular episode. That's what happened with these brothers. And again, going back to the subject of hip hop, there was actually a rapper. I think his name is Bizzle. He made a song called Dare Hip Hop. I thought that this was a really, really great song when I heard it many, many years ago. Basically, he was saying, my father taught me how I'm supposed to be. And hip hop, you taught me something different. You taught me to be like this. My father taught me that I'm supposed to treat women this way, and you taught me I'm supposed to treat women this way. This is kind of what I see in these situations. You understand what I'm saying? For you to understand what I mean, check out the song by Bizzle called Dare Hip Hop. It's a really, really good song. I love that song. And that's exactly how I feel. It's like people think that if you a man, you're supposed to just accept any kind of woman that comes your way. Whether she's a 3 or 4 or not, if she's a woman and you refuse her in any kind of way, that makes you less of a man. That makes you a punk. That makes you scared of the right? That's how they talk. But it's actually wisdom when you don't accept everybody, because everybody is not worthy of you. There are some women that don't deserve a good man. Now, if I didn't preface that before I recorded this and I just came right out and said that, I would have a whole army of women mad at me. I probably got a whole army of women mad at me right now. But now when I say names like Jada Pinkett Smith, Amber Heard, Megan Thee Stallion, Daisy, you probably understand where I'm coming from with that. These are the kind of women that you should not deal with. Okay. This reminds me of something that, and this is where I'm going to end this off. I'm going to share this story with you guys. I used to work in nightlife. It was actually the night of a Canelo Alvarez fight. If you don't know who Canelo Alvarez, he's a very, very popular Mexican boxer. He fought somebody. I don't remember who it was he fought. He might have knocked the person out. He's a very good boxer, very powerful. And after coming to the Canelo fight, a lot of people went to this place where I used to work. And one of the guys saw me outside and said to me, listen, man, I don't know what's going on. I was buying bottles and I was trying to tell her at this shorty over here. And I was showing her that I was buying bottles, man. I'm trying to get these. His word was, well, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube without getting demonetized, but it rhymes with toes. What's going on with the toes, man? I'm trying to get some toes, man. I'm buying bottles. I bought this bottle. I bought that bottle. And I was like, yo, check me out. I'm buying bottles. And she didn't come for me. She didn't gravitate my way. I forget exactly how he said it. And this is what I told him. I said, the problem right there is that you're looking for a toe. And I didn't use the word toe, if you could figure it out. I said, that's the problem right there. You shouldn't be looking for that, bro. Let me tell you what I see happen in this industry. You're going to buy all kind of bottles. And by the way, I think buying bottles at a bar is ridiculous. In the clubs and all that. A bottle that you can go to the liquor store and pay $50 for or less, you paying $400 for in the club. Why? So people could look at you like you're special. Well, anyway, what I told him was, let me tell you what happens when you buy these bottles and the chicks actually gravitate your way. They show up, they drink your liquor, they get drunk, and they leave. And you there looking like a damn fool. I said, let me give you some advice, man. Go and find a good woman, love that woman, and be with that woman. Stop looking for toes. That's what I told him. And it seemed like he took that to heart. I wish more people would make sensible music and put that message out there. Because contrary to what people portray. There are good women out there. You just have to know where to look to find them. If you wasn't being constantly flooded with toes all the time, you would actually be looking for a good woman. And a good woman is going to be looking for a good man. And when you have both of these people looking for each other, they find each other and they have a good relationship. That's what I want to talk about today. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of the King Lemuel podcast. Peace.